morning friends, welcome back to my channel. My plan this morning was to do a 20-mile bike ride, but it is 37 degrees outside right now. I am not in my usual habitat, as you could probably tell from the morning coffee. I had my coffee with a banana bread muffin that I made. I have a similar recipe in my cookbook that's linked down below, but I am here on Cape taking care of my mom. Last week was her last chemo infusion, so I'm really happy I could be here for that. We had a ton of appointments. It was a super busy week, so I was really focused on that and not really focused on triathlon training, but I'm getting back into it, and I'm probably going to try to do an indoor bike because of how cold it is, and then a little bit of a run. I'm easing my way back into running. I took a little bit of a break and I've been focusing more on strength training and cycling and swimming, but I'm going to take you through a full day of training today. I'm going to be kind of hitting everything, a little bit of strength, some indoor cycling, some running, and then it's probably a swim and hopefully an outdoor bike later. So on the weekends, I try to get in a lot of training because my weeks are super busy seeing clients, running the business, and also going to show you some reflux-friendly meal ideas. I know a lot of you guys that are watching this are struggling with GERD, LPR, reflux, so my whole day I'm going to be making reflux-friendly meals, and I'm trying out a new recipe today, which is going to be a high-protein Hot Pocket that I saw on Instagram, and I'm really excited to adapt it to a reflux-friendly version. A lot of you guys have been commenting that I talk too fast on these YouTube videos, and so I actually turn all of my YouTube videos to 2x speed. I just like the efficiency of it. So I tend to be a fast speaker. You can always slow down the pace of your YouTube videos by going to the little gear icon and hitting playback speed, but I'm going to try to talk a little bit slower. All right, let's head to the gym and dive right in. My clients always ask me, what do I eat before working out, or when's the best time to work out if you have acid reflux? And I usually recommend having your workout before a meal or about 1.5 to 2 hours after. So I usually try to work out in the morning, and I will have something before, just something small, mostly carbohydrates like banana, toast, crackers, one of those homemade muffins, the banana muffins that I had. Something in your stomach usually is a good idea. Some people feel better on the fasted workout. It just depends how long you're working out. If you're working out less than an hour, you probably don't need to eat something before, but if you're having a workout that's over an hour, I definitely would recommend having like a carb-based snack before and then having a meal right after. Or if you work out later in the day, in the afternoon, try to time your workout about 1.5 to 2 hours after your meal or snack to prevent reflux. So indoor cycling is definitely not like a replacement for outdoor cycling. I feel like they're honestly two different things. But the idea of this ride right now is really just to kind of tire out my legs before the run, so my legs get used to running after cycling. That's something that's definitely new to me because I've never done triathlon before. But so probably gonna do like 15 to 20 minutes here, try to keep my RPM around 85, do a couple hills, and then do like hopefully a 2-mile run. Now that I'm a little warmed up from my run, I got the courage to do a ride by the canal. I'm at the Cape Cod Canal, which is a really nice place to ride because it's super flat and you can go for a while, but it's still like 44 degrees out. So it all depends on the wind. We'll see how it goes. But I think I had some extra courage because I had you guys with me today. But yeah, that was a little brutal, especially on the way back, the wind in my face. I only made it like a little over 5 miles, but better than nothing. And it's now like 9:30, so I'm gonna go get some breakfast. In general, I try to eat like every 3 to 4 hours, so I am hungry and I'm gonna head back and show you what I have for breakfast. On the way here, I drank about a half of these. This is about 32 ounces, so I probably had 16 ounces of water in between my 2 workouts, and this has some electrolytes in it. I don't recommend having electrolytes with citric acid if you have reflux. Citric acid can be really problematic, especially if you have LPR, so I do have a homemade electrolyte recipe. No, cheers. I do have a homemade electrolyte recipe on my YouTube, on my acid reflux playlist, if you need an electrolyte mix that doesn't have any citric acid, because it's really, really hard to find one without. The only one I've ever seen without citric acid is the Elementy unflavored, but that one tastes like seawater, so choose what works best for you. So super simple. I have cottage cheese on some sourdough toast. And if you are struggling with IBS, bloating, if you're on a low FODMAP diet, you could do lactose-free cottage cheese. That would make this low FODMAP. And then the sourdough bread is actually low in FODMAP and low gluten. I don't avoid gluten or dairy anymore. When I was struggling with digestive issues, I did take a break from dairy, but now it's a really convenient protein source. Calcium, Greek yogurt also is great probiotics. So that's my breakfast. Super easy, plant, protein, carb, and I'll see you at lunch. You know, when you're home and you have like a million people to see and tons of family to check in with, that's sort of where I'm at right now. My grandmother just came over and we had some almonds. We had, I had a croissant and some tea. So didn't show that. I also had some like little date bites. Those are really, really good, but I'm gonna have lunch now. It's about 12:30. And I've been making a lot of food while I've been here so that I can freeze it and have it for my mom when she has her surgery. She can just take it out of the freezer. It's a really great way to support family members if they are sick, is just bringing them meals. I just like write what it is and then the date, and they can pop it in the freezer. What I'm having is carrot ginger soup that I made. This is in my actually, it's not on the cookbook. It's on the Flora app, my app Flora for acid reflux. So it's a reflux-friendly ginger soup, and then a stuffed cabbage. It has ground turkey, and feta, cabbage also inside, and I just seasoned it with salt, sumac, dried rosemary, dried sage. So I baked the little cabbage rolls, stuffed them with the turkey and the cheese and seasoning, and I baked them with a little bit of the soup, and then I put the soup underneath and then this on top. I'm gonna warm this up and enjoy this for lunch. The soup can be kind of tricky if you have acid reflux. Mixing liquids and solid foods sometimes can be a reflux trigger. So what I would recommend is just keep the broth or the soup or the liquid, whatever you're drinking with your meal, under about 8 ounces or 240 milliliters. That should be okay for most people. Some people their threshold might be lower or higher, but in general, about a cup of liquid with your meal is okay. And you really want to watch for feeling over full during your meal. So eating past fullness is a big reflux trigger. And so with liquid, it's easy to kind of overfill the stomach, and then liquid moves faster in the stomach and it's just easier to reflux than solid food. So think about that with your broths. You don't want to overdo it with the broths, but soups, stews can still be a great part of your reflux-friendly diet. You just want to watch the liquid. So I know this looks kind of weird, but the Hot Pocket came out so good. My mom said it was the best thing I've ever made, which I think is kind of an exaggeration, but I really liked it. High protein, super easy to make. I'm gonna freeze some of these for my mom as well. But basically I just switched the recipe around a little bit. It was like tomato sauce and pesto with garlic that might be not well tolerated by someone with reflux. So instead of that, I used my carrot ginger soup as like a nice fall inspired sauce. I used low-fat mozzarella, some spinach, and you could put whatever fillings you want in there. Honestly, you could also put the Flora pesto. I have a recipe for a garlic and lemon-free pesto on the Flora app, so that would also be delicious. I would definitely make this again with a different combination of ingredients, but could be something that's really easy. It took me less than 10 minutes to make. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you want to see more what I eat in a day, more recipes. I'd love to hear from you what you want to see on my channel, because this channel is really for you guys. It's to support you in your reflux journey and your fitness journey and whatever you're working on. So leave me a comment, say hi, let me know what you want to see, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next one.